Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Darren. I hope you are all well and staying safe. So today we're going to do a stitch with me on my Posh Robin, Spirit of Winter Robin by Ciro Michetti. So let's get you zoomed in. So I hope everybody is well and staying safe. It's actually turned out to be not too bad day today. It is not raining, which makes a change. And it's not very hot, which is even better. So this one I'm doing 2/1 10 stitch and 28 count easy guide. And yeah, forgot. And so far I am at 10% on this. So this is only a small piece. I'm working in the tail part of the robin. So his top hat, might as well give him his tails. So I'm hoping this is going to be a decent size stitch with me. I am expecting a phone call from Shane as well at some point, no doubt. He's just nipped to the shops. So you can guarantee he's bound to phone me, because it's Shane, he always does. So you'll probably see me going all over the shop on here. So I'm doing my cross country. I don't do extreme cross country, that's just crazy. So let's see what we're going to talk about today. So work update first of all. It looked like work was picking up last week. We got loads of wood turned up. Then all this wood that turned up went straight back out again. So yeah, so needless to say there's not an awful lot of wood there. I've got enough for my saw, I've got plenty going. And I think I put that all in the wrong spot. Oh, what a start. It's the only thing I'm using padding keeper. No, I haven't put it in the wrong spot. No, we're good. Like I say, they've got the... I think I've gone too low. Where have I gone wrong? Oh, right at the start. Yeah. Welcome to the frog with me. Yeah, with padding keeper they have the, obviously the page lines for the page breaks. And obviously sometimes you get a bit mixed up with what's the end of the page break and which one is for your square. And obviously I don't know the difference, even though the page break is in orange and the square is in black. So yeah, so anyway, while I'm frogging this, as I was saying, work's sort of picked up a bit and died off a bit. But I have found out that I am, and typical, one of the cats is going to the cat tray, so I do apologise if you can hear the cat tray. So yeah, it actually turns out I'm getting a new saw, which is awesome because my saw is absolutely crap. Excuse the language, but it's absolutely so my saw has been getting replaced for the last, well, I've been there just over 2 years, 2.5 years-ish. My saw has been getting replaced for the last 2.5 years. And I had the saw guy out the other day. Now they're after another kind of saw. I don't know what kind of saw they're after, but they're after one for splitting wood. So they were talking, and apparently they're now getting me a new saw. Apologies if you heard the cats flying around. They have a habit. One goes to the cat tray, and the other, everyone goes to the cat tray. The other two wait until they've finished, and then they pounce on them because they're stupid. You can take a call in. So yeah. So as I was saying, so they had the saw guy out, and they were sorting out this new saw that they wanted, and they just happened to mention. That's where I went wrong. I went down 3 instead of 2. And they just happened to mention my saw, because my saw is a pain. It doesn't like really sappy wood, so you always. Have I got a knot on the back of it? No. So you always have to clean it, which obviously takes time from cutting wood. So the boss was like, "Yeah, we need a new saw where you don't have to clean it all the time, and I can deal with sappy wood." That's all I heard them say. So anyway, he mentioned to one of the guys who's been there a long time, who the other saw is going to be for, that they gave me a new saw. And it's going to take about 12 weeks. I'm going to get a new saw. I was like, yay, about time. And apparently, if this saw works well, they're then going to look at replacing all the saws with this saw. Now, apparently, with this new saw, you only need one person to work it. So in the end, at the moment we've got 4 saws. So in the end, they're going to end up with, I think it says 6 saws. So obviously get wood out a bit quicker. So I'm not bothered how many saws they have, as long as I've got a decent one. Because mine is absolutely rubbish. It doesn't like the cold weather, so when it gets to winter, trying to start the saw up in the morning takes me up to an hour. Which obviously is an hour less cutting saw, especially you can guarantee in winter time they always want my packs out in a hurry. I don't know why, but you can guarantee the day they want one of my packs in a hurry is the day that I can't get the saw working straight away, and then they're not in a good mood because I can't get this pack done for them and they need it for the truck. So the amount of times I've said to them, well, get me a decent saw. I know they finally get me one. Yay. We've got 3 weeks left of work and then 3 weeks off. I so cannot wait. It's the only thing with that place, because they shut down for 3 weeks at Christmas, you've got to save your holiday days if you want paying, which is a bit of a pain. So you can't really take time off throughout the year. A lot of people throw sickies. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Tiger's trying to get Kitty because she's a little bugger. So yeah, so a lot of people take sickies because they destroy the bathroom. So we get 10 sick days a year. Some people will really take advantage of it, some people will not. I've thrown 2 sickies this year. mainly because we had house inspections and I needed to be at home for the realtor to let them know stuff that needed doing. So I was like, well, I'm not using my holiday days. I'm just going to throw a sickie. So, but they know if I throw sickies, well, they, as far as they're aware, it's genuine because I never have time off. Whereas some of the others, if you say, oh, they're sick, and they say, are they really sick, or do they just want a day off? I'll let you decide on that one, because I know what some of them are like. So yes, that's the only downside. It's having to keep your holidays back for the end of the year. So by the time the end of the year comes, you are ready for that 3 weeks off. Normally everywhere else I've worked, holiday-wise, you just take your holidays and whenever you want to, which is good because then you can get a break when you need one. Because, you know, with some places, it can be a bit... What have I done here? I'm having a fight now. I managed to loop my thread somehow, and I don't know how I managed to loop that. It's going to be a fun stage with me. It's all going wrong. So yeah, so with other places, obviously you're used to just being able to take your holidays when you need to and have a break when you need it. Which is good because I used to take like a week off every like couple of months just to break it up. But I'll say here you've got to save it till Christmas so you get paid over the Christmas period. So by the time, as I say, the end of the year comes, you are ready for your holiday. So the only downside to it is, as I mentioned I think on my last video, Shane's sister likes to organise our holiday time. So you can't do what you want to do because she's already made plans and we have to do these plans. Half the time I don't. Shane does, I don't. Shane has a habit of not being able to say no. I'm just like, yeah, nah, I'm not going. Like, if they want to go to the beach or wherever like that, it's like, yeah, I'm not going, I'm staying at home. You go. Why aren't you going? Because I don't want to. I think I mentioned this before. When you go to the beach or wherever, you don't go to the beach, you go to a place where Shane's sister's husband can go fishing. And then you've got to hang around and wait for him to finish fishing or got bored of fishing before you can go home. So I generally don't go with them because I wanted to leave when I want to leave, not just hang around and just wait for somebody. So anyway. So update on Mum, she's doing okay. I phoned her up yesterday. So she's just moaning it's cold because apparently it's really cold over in the UK at the moment. And she said that the forecast snow. I was like, already? Normally they don't get snow this early in the year. Or this early in winter, should I say. So yes, she says it's cold. Cold and damp. Yep, do not miss that at all. But other than that, she's doing fine. Her older sister keeps in touch with her now. And then keeps asking if her brother's found her. And Mum's like that, nope. So her older sister's kind of taken over from where my other auntie left off. And by that I mean calling their brother all the names under the sun. I've gone wrong again. Hey, this is definitely going to be a fun stitch with me. A little frog with me. Yeah, her brother, he moans when they don't speak all the time. Well, if my mum doesn't ring them. Yeah, he doesn't ring anybody. He waits for them to ring him. So, it's always been the same. So, I mean, there's always needs to call him a name. He's useless and all this lot. So, my mum's eldest sister has now started calling him all the names under the sun as well. Because she obviously didn't realise what he was like. Because my other auntie used to always deal with the family, if you like. But yeah, she's doing well, considering. I know why I'm having to do so much frogging on this piece, because it's not Christmas yet and I'm stitching on Christmas piece. Or should I say it's not December yet and I'm stitching on Christmas piece. That's my excuse and I'm going to stick to it. I might put my title on this one instead of Stitch With Me. I might just put it as a Frog With Me. Come on. There we go. So yeah, join me in my frog with me. Grab any piece that needs work ripping out and we'll do it together. So Shane has gone shopping because he needs to get some pots. He's gone to Bunnings. He needs to get some pots because the manageress said she will have some of his frangipanis off him. There. 1, 2, 1, 2. And there. Pretty sure that's where I had this last time. But never mind. So yeah, so she wants some of the frangipanis off him. So he's going to get some pots so he can transfer some of the frangipanis into that. 1, 2. Down. No, still in the wrong spot. That one. Yes, Tiger. Tiger's come to say hello. So yeah, so he's gone to get some pots so he can transfer those into the smaller pots. He's just gone to get some cheap plastic pots. He says, how many do I give her? She didn't say how many she wanted. It was completely up to you. I think he's going to give her 3 of each. I've got Tiger and Ginger now, so they're all come to say hello. I don't know where Kitty is. So yeah, so he's going to get the pots. And knowing Shane, he'll probably come back with some plants as well, because it's Shane. And we haven't got enough plants as it is. So the frangipanis that I got in the big box that I shared in my update video are doing well. Shane just stuck with me. Normally frangipanis, you normally let them dry out and then they start rooting. Well, some people say you can just stick them straight in the ground. So he just stuck them straight in a pot. And so far, they've picked up. So, which is good. I don't know if I told you on the last one of my other Stitch With Me's, one of the lads at work hurt his thumb. Now, we have bags that we throw our offcuts of wood in. And obviously when you're needing to get packs out, you have to move these bags out of the way, because you have them near your saw part. So his bag needed moving, and the boss's son was driving the fork, and apparently he went too quickly and caught this guy's thumb on in between the strapping and the arm of the fork. Now, when he showed me, all he had was a small, like, bruise under his nail, so kind of, it wasn't even going black like a black nail, so it just a slight bruise. And funnily enough, he has broken his thumb, needs to have surgery, and will be off for a fair while. Is that really? It was a small bruise, but bearing in mind this had happened, let's say lunchtime, and he managed to complete his shift, and he uses his thumb for obviously picking up his wood and pressing. He uses his thumb to press the button to cut. That cuts it. That makes the saw cutting. So he managed the whole shift, rest of his shift, with this broken thumb. And I was saying, then he was told he has to have surgery to fix his thumb. And I was like, well, if he needs surgery, he's going to be out for a long time. Because I broke this, I shattered this finger here. As you can see, I've got like little marks and stuff like that in it. But I completely shattered this finger, trapped in a car door. And I couldn't use that finger for months. And obviously I used to work in a call centre at the time, so trying to type with a busted finger, and you forget that your finger's bust. So every time I pressed a key, it hurt like anything. Anyway, the boss wasn't very happy. Well, the boss's son, oldest son, who actually you might as well say is the boss because he kind of runs the joint, he wasn't happy at all. So this guy's been off now for, I would say, 6-7 weeks. Anyway, he turned around and said he's decided he's not going to have surgery on his thumb. And he was due, he said he was going to come back to work last week. And then put another sick note in for another 2 weeks. So it's not due back until next week. So needless to say, the main guy is not very happy at all. But it's like we said, well, if he's not coming back until the 5th, I think he's due back, you might as well just take the other 2 weeks off and come back after Christmas. But it's like, but if he has broken his thumb, how he says he's broken his thumb, that it was that bad it needed surgery, he won't be able to use it anyway. So what's the point going back to work if you're not going to be able to do your job? Because you won't be able to pick up the wood or push your button for the saw. So we will see. I have a funny feeling he was just trying to milk it. So he could have time off full pay because obviously it was a work incident, so work has to pay him his wages while he's off. So I think he was just trying to milk it, although he'd already had 4 weeks off at the beginning of the year for a torn muscle in his leg that he did playing with the kids in the garden. Bearing in mind his kids are in the 20s, 30s. And he hasn't got any grandkids. So he had 4 weeks off then, but because he really pulled his muscle and torn it and everything, but when he come back to work, he was fine. So who knows? So we'll see what happens with this one. And I think the boss is kind of getting a bit fed up of him at the moment. Anyway, enough about work. Let's get on with some. I have a couple of questions. Well, I can remember one question anyway. I may have a few still. Alright, I may need to move this so that you can see. There we go. Right. So the first question I have is from Sue. Now this is from a while ago. This is from October. So obviously I showed what will be my stitching room. And she asked if I stitch in my new room, that I've got it set up, or do I still stitch in the living room when I'm not filming? Oh, well, yeah. So I still sit in the sitting room. So I'm still sitting there while I'm stitching. If Shane was watching a movie or anything like that, then I'd probably sit in the back. But because 9 out of 10, as I say, I've said many times that he sits out the back in the cat's area. I just stay in the sitting room after, because normally I stitch after I've eaten. So I just eat and then start stitching. So I normally just stay there. And why don't you record your updates in your craft room? I probably could, because obviously everything how I have it set up for doing my updates, everything is in the living room. I just continue doing it there. Plus the craft room, what I'm using as my craft room, it's really, really hot. So with the weather that we've had just lately, it's been absolutely stifling in here. I came in here the other day, just checked my college course, and it was so hot. I stayed in here literally about 2 minutes, and then I had to go out. It was absolutely stifling. So I need to get some sort of fan or something for in here. If I'd have picked one of the other rooms, all the other rooms have got ceiling fans in it, but no, I had to pick the room without a fan as my craft room stroke study. But never mind. I may move things around yet and use the spare bedroom as a craft room, which has a ceiling fan. But we will see. So it may get moved around yet. So that was one. So next one. Oh no, she also said as well I could also move my tiger picture that's hanging up and put it behind me in my craft room. I said, well, yeah, I could do. So, but we'll see. I might change it eventually and start filming from in here. But as it stands at the moment, I'll do updates from the living room where everything is. Because I still haven't moved everything into the craft room yet anyway. So the next question is from Darth Vader Stitcher. Do you colour complete per page, or how do you choose what colour to do? And do you just stay in one area until complete? So yeah, I generally colour complete per page. Mainly saying that I've started at the moment just picking the first colour that's available and stitching a strand of that, and then move on to the next colour, the next one across, and stitch a strand of that. But I'll still stay within the page and do like cross country across the whole page. So I'm trying that at the moment, but normally I colour complete per page and then move on to the next colour. I generally start with the colour that has the most symbols, which is normally black, just so I've got somewhere to anchor my floss to. And then once I've done that, I'll just then pick any colour and then just run with it. Or if I want to see a certain area materialise, then I will just pick that colour. For example, like this one, I wanted to get his tails part in, so I'll pick that colour once I find out which colour it was. So I have a bit of an awkward angle today, so I'm hoping you can see this all okay. So the next one's from Jodie. I said these are back from October, so there's a few. Do you find it harder to stitch on fabric without gridding? And what tips do you have for working without gridding? And which do you prefer, gridded or non-gridded? So it's easier to work with the gridded fabric because obviously it's in 10 by 10 blocks, so it's easier for counting, unless you meet and you still can't count right anyway. But to be fair, the non-gridded one it's okay if you like just using one strand at a time and just running that colour through, as long as you can count okay. So I don't mind either way. I'm going to say the Majestic Tiger, that one wasn't gridded, and I did alright with that one. I didn't make any mistakes, but I just worked on a section at a time as I worked on it. So, but on there as well, I was trying every single technique. So I was stitching on the diagonal, I was doing the cross country, I was doing stitching in squares, full squares. That one I got a load of grid lines with that one, so I'll stop that one straight away. So yeah, I don't mind either really, to be fair, I think, but I only use a gridded one because it's easy, a lot easier. So I normally use the gridded. I prefer the gridded, to be fair. And you're saying that it depends on what count I'm doing, really. Just flip this over so I can tie off. So anything when you're going towards the edge of your Q snap, trying to get your needle in so you can tie off. I really don't work these things out right when I'm stitching, do I? That's mainly it for that colour. That's it for that colour. Right, we'll have to find another colour now. I'm just trying to connect his head up somehow. I don't want that one. What's that colour? That one might work. We'll go with that one. So while I'm looking for this colour, not got any more. So I'm just trying to go through and find questions. The next one's from L Mag, who asks, how do you start and finish your threads on a 28 count, especially when it's confetti? Do you use the loop start? So it depends on the style I'm stitching, if I'm doing 10 stitch or if I'm doing 1/1 10 stitch, then yes, I do the loop start, and then to end it I just run it under the back. If it's 1/1, then I do, it's a bit hard to explain without showing you, but basically I will go down one hole a bit further away from where I need to stitch and start stitching it, it catches it, and then pull that through, and then when I end it I'll just run it under the back. Right, now I need to try and get you back into where you can see. I need to figure out where I am. So where are we? Where's my finger? There. And of course I picked the colour that's not in there. So let's do this and drop it down a bit, and I might be able to get you in where I need to be. And we're back. Sorry about that. I told you couldn't phone. So yes, so it just depends on what count I'm stitching on and how many strands of floss I'm using. So next question. I've shut my phone up. Next question is from Beverly, who has, how long have you been cross stitching and where did you get the enthusiasm from? So this ties in with another question I got the other day that asks how I got into cross stitching. So I've been cross stitching really since about 2009. As I've mentioned before, from when I had my brain surgery. So that's when I really started, well, kind of cross stitching. I didn't really need to stitch that much, just every now and then. And then it wasn't until I moved over here, as I said, and I weren't allowed to work for the first 3 months, that I really got into cross stitching. And I've always enjoyed it because it's, so when you're into frog, it's very relaxing and time just flies by. You don't realise how quickly the time goes. And it does go by very quick sometimes. You're stitching away and you're like, geez, it's that time already. I really need to go to bed. Or I really need to eat. But yeah, I've always liked it now. Somebody did ask how I got into cross stitching. I'll probably get that question a bit later on, but I'll answer it now anyway. So I mentioned this before, and who taught me how to cross stitch? So it was actually my twin brother. I was off school sick when I was younger. I had a lot of migraines. Now this could have been the start of my brain tumour, because it kind of ties in roughly around about when I started getting that. And the teacher at school used to send him home with my homework and stuff like that. And one of them was a cross stitch. So he actually showed me how to do it because he was doing it as well. So he actually showed me how to do it. And then when we got a bit older and we used to have money ourselves, he started buying some cross stitch stuff. And he would sit and do them every now and then he'd get bored, and then he'd give it to me to finish off. So I used to sit there and finish it off for him, so I used to enjoy it. As I say, when you're younger, you don't really sit at home and cross stitch. You're always out at the pub and stuff like that, or out with your mates. So I didn't really cross stitch from then. And then, as I say, once I had my surgery, I got into the cross stitching. My auntie used to cross stitch as well, the one that's just recently passed, and she was the one who gave me the bag of goodies in one of my first videos where I showed all the fabric and stuff like that. So she used to do some cross stitching, and then she got fed up of it, and she had problems with her hands with her arthritis, so she couldn't really cope with doing cross stitching, so she gave me all this stuff. And I was saying then, obviously, I was searching cross stitch stuff on YouTube for some reason. I don't know why I did. Or it just popped up, I can't remember. No, it might have just popped up while I was watching the channel. I thought, I'll look at this and see what people are doing. And that's how I discovered Heaven and Earth. It's like, ooh, I like that. And then I saw everyone doing parking, and I was like, oh, how do you do that one? So then I went down that rabbit hole of looking how to do parking, and rest, as I say, is history. And that's when I found out you could have multiple whips instead of just working on the same one. And that was a bad idea. Right, I've got any more questions. I think I've already answered this one, so no, I already have answered that one. I think that might be the last question. I think I have too much stuff on my phone. I really need to sort it out. Oh yeah, it was Sab Ran who asked where did I learn to stitch. I knew I had the question somewhere, so there you go, Sab. I just answered that for you. And that's all the questions I've got. So that's all the questions I've got for now. So Shane's just phoned me to tell me that he's found a lawnmower. We don't need a lawnmower, we've got one. But yeah, he's seen a lawnmower. And it's a battery operated one. But he says, it doesn't tell you how long the battery lasts. I said, well, don't ask me. I said, ask somebody there or look on the box. It doesn't show you on the box. I said, well, ask someone then. So I was talking away, and then the person from that department turned up, so I was like, I'm going. There he is, I'm going to ask him. I was like, all right. So I don't know why he's looking at lawnmowers, we've got one. I said to him, I said, we haven't got the money for the lawnmower anyway. He went, dumb, but I'm still going to find out. Well, okay. Definitely in the right spot, good. So I've got Zooms going off today. So it's Sunday. So I've got Zooms going off today. So that's going to be fun. So I've got my first one in about 40 minutes. So this is going to be the first Zoom I've done for a while. So I'm looking forward to that. Seeing who turns up. It should be fun. I enjoyed the Zooms. I just don't get the chance to join many nowadays with the college work and everything. I always used to join Stacey's 911 Stitcher. I always used to join their Zooms. I haven't been in one of hers for a while, mainly because obviously I've been doing my own Zooms and the fact that I've started my college and everything now, so I really should jump on one of hers at some point. She normally has them every week as well. Oh, speaking of college work, as I mentioned, the new unit starts tomorrow. Well, they gave us early access to it, so we can kind of see what's needed of us for the next unit. And the next unit is all to do with spreadsheets. So I'm using Excel. So doing spreadsheets, and then we've got to do graphs and all this and this like. Oh, this is going to be real fun, because I am not technically minded. I know my way around a computer as such. I know how to do certain things, but Excel, I've never learned how to do that. I always had mates who used to be a whiz at Excel, so if I needed anything doing, they used to sort it out for me. So now I've got to learn how to use all this Excel stuff. And it's like, this is going to be very interesting to see how this goes. Just marking my stitch off. So yeah, but it looks like there's a lot going to be involved in it. And again, I've got, I think it's 3 assessments to do. So this is definitely going to be a fun one to do. And it's I think it's 12 weeks. Obviously we've got Christmas as well in there, so they shut for Christmas, so I think it's 14 weeks altogether. So while I'm off for 3 weeks, I will be ploughing through that so I can get it done as quickly as I can, because I'm assuming having to design spreadsheets is not going to be quick, especially when you're not used to designing spreadsheets. So I'm hoping that the tutorials that they gave you on there is going to be easier to understand than the last lot of tutorials they gave me on my last section, because that was just ridiculous what they gave you on that one. Didn't tell you anything. So I'm hoping that one's going to be a bit easier to follow. They've already give you a workbook that you can download or print off, which I haven't had a chance to go through it, but I'm hoping that one gives you simple step-by-step instructions of how to do stuff. But we will see. I'm going to say it doesn't start until, I think it's tomorrow, Monday, I think, yeah. I think it's Monday it starts, so next weekend I will be doing spreadsheets, yippee. And I think the first assignment is in week 2. So how bad is that? You're only just learning how to do spreadsheets. I don't want you to do an assignment on it on the second week. I think it's second week, so I've got week 2 and then week 7 and 9 of the course, I think, is assignments. So I thought, oh, it better be good training that they give you, because otherwise I'm stuffed. So I know a lot of people doing the accountancy use spreadsheets a lot, so I know it's going to be advantageous to what I want to do. I'm just hoping it's easy to decide, or to decipher how to create the spreadsheets. Because apparently from the information in the spreadsheets, you've also got to do pie charts and graphs, and I was like, what? And then learn how to link one chart with another, well, one spreadsheet with another spreadsheet or something. I think it was how I read it. So this is getting confusing. So we'll see how we go. I know there are a couple of people out there who know how to use it, who I can talk to. So if needs be, they will be getting messages from me going, how do I do this? How do I do that? So how long are we at? I've no idea, because obviously I had to stop the video because Shane phoned. I think I'm about 45 minutes, I think. So I think we'll just end this, finish this thread, and then we'll call it a day on here so I can get ready for my Zooms. I say obviously I've got 3 weeks off soon, so I'll be able to get a couple of stitch with me's done. Robin's kind of taking shape now. I'm enjoying. Still haven't worked out what my plans are going to be yet for next year. So I'm guessing I'll be doing that while I'm off as well, trying to figure out what I'm doing for them. As I say, I'm still toying with the idea of maybe trying to say, like, for example, this project, like how many stitches it is, and then see for a reasonable amount of stitching, till I get it done in maybe 2 years or a year or something, depending on how many stitches are left and stuff like that. So I'm toying with that idea, which will then kind of give me long-term goals for all my projects, but we will see. It's not easy making plans for these people who are good at planning stuff. Hats off to you, because I'm rubbish at it. And I'm not very good at sorting out my own plans either. As you would gather from last year's ones, where half of my projects wanted like 16 pages doing and 45,000 stitches, and half of those not even materialised. And was I think last year was like, yeah, I want to finish this one, I want to finish this one, and they're still not finished. I set myself too big achievements, I think, and goals, so I need to set realistic ones this year. Right, there we go. That's one thing I like about 10 stitches, well, it goes back, you get a lot done in such a short period of time. So I think this one's maybe about 50 minutes long-ish, and I've done 250 stitches, so that's not bad. So let's see, yeah. So there we go. So it's now kind of joining up a little bit. I've done his tails, so he's got his top out and his tails. Just obviously need to find another colour to fit in it to make it stand out a bit more. So yeah, so that's Posh Robin. I think I really should work on his beak a little bit more to kind of give him a face. May do that later on. Obviously, I normally carry on stitching some of these after I've done my stitch with me's anyway, so I'll probably get a bit more work in there anyway. So we're going to leave it there. So thank you for watching my frog with me. Hope you enjoyed. Ooh, I just remembered I've got this little needle minder stuck on my side. I should have really put it on there. My little rabbit. This is one from Nara. Should have really put that on there. I've had it stuck on my Q-snap. On my library stand. Never mind. So yeah, again, any questions or comments for any future Stitch with Me, then by all means do drop those down below, or again, send me an email. Again, email address is dizzystitcher@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on Instagram. On there it's just Dizzy Stitcher. So this one was a hot mess. So I hope you enjoyed. And again, thank you very much for watching. It's so much appreciated. And so obviously you're going to see some Christmassy ones out a bit more now, as soon as it's getting to that time of year. There's only 4 weeks left till Christmas. Woohoo! Just so everyone knows. So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in my next update video. Or if I get a chance to get another Stitch with Me done this week, then my next Stitch with Me. So until next time, guys, stay safe, take care, happy stitching, happy crafting, and we'll catch you in my next video. Till then, bye bye for now.